Well, what's up, y'all? This Soulja VL, you heard me? And I'm with NiteLife Studios, and we're gonna go ahead and get into my life, see where I'm at and where I'm gonna go in life, you know? So, it's my life. Alright, y'all. My name's Soulja VL, real name Valence Ducre. And I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. Born in the 9th Ward, raised in the East my whole life, you know. And how I got started in music, I was 10 years old, and a lot of people always laugh when I tell them how my inspiration with music got started. Back then, I ain't really know much about music, I just knew about catchy hooks and catchy lyrics. And back then, I think the catchiest lyric and the catchiest hook was that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the theme song, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And with that, I just liked how the beat always went, it always got stuck in my mind and all that. And one day my brother heard me just say the whole song word for word, and he knew I had that good lyrical ability that can be grown into something, you know. And how that got about, he went ahead, brought me into his room, and he was like teaching me how to write music. Like he told me what was bars, what was a hook, how the different sounds you hear when you hear that beat. And till then I just started crafting it. I ain't gonna lie, not every rapper start off as a good rapper. Like back then I just wrote like maybe 6-bar rhymes and thought that was a song back then. But now, like my first time ever performing was back then. I formed a group called 504 Soldiers. Back then it only composed of my nigga Slim, now known as Kid Spitter, and my other partner Teasy, also go by Young Fresh, however name he go by these days. And we did this little Night Against Crime show. And the whole point of that Night Against Crime was back then New Orleans, it was starting to be the #1 murder capital in the city. So my street back then wanted to, I guess, form a, how do you call it? A little festival, a little get together just to prevent the crime. So what we did was we all rode a 16, and then me and my brother, we sat there, and the first time I ever really wrote a good song and a good beat was all at the same time where I made my first beat and my first song. So then, a couple hours later, we all performed it, everybody liked it, and then that's what really motivated me to keep going. Now, I ain't gonna lie, at one point in my life, I wanted to give up rap music because of the fact that, like, the Katrina just hit my city, and I lost my complete motivation because Katrina wiped out my first rhyme book ever fully written, and to where I just didn't see the motivation. I didn't want to start all over again, even though back then they wouldn't even let me in the studio because of the fact that, oh, he's like 10, 11, 12, we ain't gonna, because he's never gonna take it serious. So, but the whole point was that was my history. So if I did make it in this rap game, well, who would get my legacy? So what made me go back and go ahead and start working with music again was because during Alabama, I did a couple little freestyle battles back then, and it was just easy to me. Like there was a lot of lame rappers out there. No offense to Alabama, but y'all did have some lame rappers. But shout out to the lame rappers out there in Alabama that's making something happen. But back then, I guess it was just so easy to me that I was just like, you know what, I gotta prove a point. Because I'm like, it's not just Alabama, it's just a lot of rappers in the South in general that's making garbage songs. So I went ahead, decided to go back into rap music, and my brother helped me get started again. You know, I was a little rusty. So when I came to Houston, when I moved to Houston, it was a whole different ballgame. Well, what's up? I'm Soulja VL, and you're now tuned in to NiteLife Studios, you heard me? Because they gonna be shooting it everywhere you go, you heard me? They gonna catch it, believe it.